Yeah, that's right. It's finally Friday, Jeff. We've made it here.
Oh, it's a good time.
It's always a good time, too, when we play Bill Murray.
Bill Murray is always good.
Bill Murray featuring Jeremy from A Day to Remember. I kind of like when bands decide to say, hey, it features the entire band, but really just features the vocalist.
The music video has all of them.
Does it have Cody from Wage War in it, or Noah from Bad Omens? Or?
I didn't see them in it, but all the guys from A Day to Remember you can pick out throughout the video.
Do you know who Caleb Francis is?
No, I don't.
He's, let me see here. Oh, Caleb Francis, I make weird videos, game, and Lyft. Okay. Well, he has close to 600,000 Instagram followers. He made a cameo in the music video, I guess. He's some giant buff dude with tattoos.
Oh, yeah. He's been in one of the other Bill Murray videos.
Okay. Well, the one where they're trying to hunt him as the Hog Man or something like that. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, Bill Murray's awesome. We still have plenty of listeners that think we're talking about the old actor.
I hear that a lot.
They have no idea who Johnny Frank is, formerly of Attack, his new project. Bill Murray, one word, Bilmuri. I like how the title is Always Let You Down, even though Bill Murray never does that.
No, he does not.
And they have one of the most talented, if not the most talented, saxophonists in the music industry.
She does everything. She's all over the place.
Gabby Rose is awesome. I'm seriously hoping we get the chance to interview either her or Johnny, maybe even both. If we're so lucky
don't
enough.
Get my hopes up.
So lucky to do so when Bill Murray comes to the Union, I think. Is it the Union? Okay, yeah, the Union.
It's the Union.
The Union in Salt Lake City on April 18th. Yeah, that's going to be a great, great show. I have that with a star next to it on my go-to concerts list.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
I'm quite jealous of those people that got to go to Nine Inch Nails today. I mean, I saw Josh and Chantel. They were debating whether or not to go, but they decided last minute to do so. But they were telling me the total amount for their tickets.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And I'm sort of glad that I'm here just doing this show and not making my way down to Salt Lake City, kicking myself for paying like $500 for 9 Inch Nails tickets. I think that's about what Victor paid too.
I mean, they're cool, but I don't know if they're that cool.
Yeah, I like some of their songs. I'll be playing a few this afternoon. I'll be spiking them in. I did add a clean edit of was it Somewhat Damaged? That's one of their more popular songs, but there's a whole lot of F-bombs. I did want to point out to you, Jeff, because I don't know if you're an avid Korn fan or not.
I mean, I was when I was younger.
Korn has that famous song, Y'all Want a Single.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't play it because there's like 70 F-bombs in the song.
Yeah.
Well, I did find a supposed clean version, but it says, Y'all Want a Single, say, suck that. So I feel like that's worse.
That might be interesting to hear, though.
It's true. Yeah. I'll pass it by Jade once he's finally not flying in the sky as part of the Jade kite. No, he's on his way to Salt Lake City with Victor, Josh, and Chantel as well. They're going to Salt Lake. I did want to go to Salt Lake for nothing more tonight. They're also going to be down there with Catch Your Breath, Archers, and Doobie.
Oh, and Hawthorne Heights and Let Live are down there tonight, too.
That's right. It's going to be a packed night in Salt Lake City. Victor was telling me how bad the hotel prices were.
I'm sure they suck.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad I didn't spend any money on these shows. I'm so glad that's one of the few perks we get in radio, is that we get to go to concerts for free.
It's the worst thing ever, isn't it?
I'll give myself the "Oh, good for you" button, but I don't think the wall works in this. Let me see here. Can I press this button?
Oh, good for you.
I think that worked.
Yeah.
I think it worked. All right, there we go. I heard it, but sometimes it doesn't go over the air. Anyway, yeah, so most of the building already in Salt Lake City, maybe. I don't know, but it's one of those fun Fridays where there's hardly any staff. We're getting closer to the weekend. People are in a good mood.
Everybody's in a good mood.
The only thing that sucks is the wind, literally.
And yeah, that's just because Utah blows so hard.
That's right. But what's funny is that I don't even want to get into it. I was about to say my whole post talking about the whole Californians coming in thing. It has over like 80 comments and people are going back and forth. It's funny. But at the end of the day, my Facebook's monetized, so it's making me about 30 cents, Jeff, about 30 cents, which is about my pay here. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. It's Peach's Pit Party. Thanks for joining, Jeff.
Yeah, no problem.
FJ. Also, FJ is on Alt 101 Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. 3 or 2?
It's 3, so come by and listen if you're bored.
That's right. Alt 101, our HD2 music channel. Jeff hosts the middays, as I just talked about. We also have an app you can download for Alt 101, or if you have one of those fancy schmancy HD radios in your car, you can always switch over to channel 2 and listen to the FJ show every Saturday.
It's the Jeff show.
The Jeff show with FJ.
Yeah.
That's very confusing, Jeff.
I know.
So there's this small town in South Texas. They have officially put an end to a naughty local trend. You ready for this? Bikini-clad workers at drive-through convenience stores. Yeah, politicians in the town of Donna just passed this new indecent attire ordinance after neighbors complained about young women twerking in thong bikinis while serving up snacks and merchandise. I wonder which Karen ruined this for everybody. While these risque drive-thrus have been around on rural highways for years, the city decided it's finally time to enforce a professional dress code. The new rule requires all business employees to wear solid materials that fully cover their anatomical areas, which pretty much means the bikinis have to go. It seems the city's not messing around either, because anyone caught trying to work in swimwear or body paint could face a misdemeanor and a $500 fine. Wasn't I just talking about something similar that was happening in the NBA? Not necessarily bikini-clad workers, but it was something the Atlanta Hawks were doing where it was like a strip club highlight night or something like that. It was more so highlighting the strip club's famous lemon pepper wings. And that one center on the Utah Jazz, was that his name? Or was that who it was? Utah Jazz Center. Who was it again? No, it wasn't any one of these guys. It was somebody, I think it might have just been the center for the Hawks, that was like, I don't feel safe promoting something like this. And sure enough, the commissioner of the NBA saw his open letter that he wrote. He took time to sit down and write an open letter saying, this strip club promotion is crass and rude. Get rid of this. Give me a break. I have never seen a single bikini drive-through. I could only imagine the local outrage, that the local stir-up that would cause if something like that happened here. One of those businesses going out and at any place in East Idaho gets replaced by a bikini drive-through. Next thing you know, people are complaining about it in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group, Life in Pocatello Facebook group. Then you get that one dude that's like, I like it a lot. I'm glad it's here. So if you're like me and always looking for the best deal possible when it comes to lunchtime, dinner, breakfast, even all the meals, I guess, Chipotle celebrating Friday the 13th by offering a buy one, get one deal for anyone showing up with a tattoo. You don't even need real ink to qualify. If you're like me and you promised your mom as a kid, hey, I'm never going to get a tattoo, I'll respect your wishes, just show up with a temporary tattoo or even a design drawn on with a marker. You know those kids back in high school that would just draw on themselves? You might as well just do that between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. and go to Chipotle in Rexburg, grab your free entree. The promotion is a nod to the internet meme about being tatted like a Chipotle bag. But it's only happening for 1 hour. It's happening coming up here actually pretty soon. So you'll need to act fast if you want to turn your body art into a free burrito. Again, just draw like a smiley face or something on your hand. There you go. Saves you a couple of bucks. I remember like maybe a year or so ago, we did the one chip challenge, and I couldn't handle it. I honestly couldn't. It was awful. And I immediately took a sip of milk. There was one specific coworker that was just trashing me, going like, oh, you're weak. You can't take it. It's like, what's the point of this? Why am I eating in pain? Why am I trying to seek the worst pain possible when it comes to spicy? This German tourist sued a Mexican restaurant in New York City, claiming their salsas caused stomach problems, high blood pressure, and emotional distress. Any single time I see the term emotional distress in a lawsuit like this, I just immediately think they're just looking for money. And sure enough, this tourist was looking for $100,000 in damages. A U.S. District Court judge ruled against the tourist, explaining and citing the obvious. The spiciness, this whole spiciness is often the point of salsa. You know your tolerance. You know, it will say at every restaurant there, every restaurant possible, every Mexican restaurant out there, It will say, hey, mild, medium, hot. Might just have like the ranking of 1 to 5 peppers, how spicy it is. You know what you like and what you don't like. So you can't come to New York, try a Mexican restaurant salsas, get the spiciest one possible, and then be like, oh my God, it came out worse than it went in, you know? You can't do anything like that. I'm glad he lost. I'm hoping the judge laughed at him for crying out loud. Anyway, here's the Black Keys you got to lose on Peach's Pit Party. On Tuesday, NBA history was made when Miami Heat big man, did I say Miami Heat? Miami Heat big man Bam Adebayo scored 83 points. The second highest scoring game in NBA history behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game, which, like I've talked about, there's no video footage of, so how are we supposed to believe that actually happened? We're just supposed to believe, Grandpa telling his story about the one night that he went to whatever team he was on. Was he on the Golden State Warriors at the time? He went to a Warriors game, saw Wilt Chamberlain score 100. I seen it, Well, supposedly last night, more history was made that involved Wilt Chamberlain. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he scored 35 points in Oklahoma City's game against the Celtics. I talked about this on a previous Shot Clock Sports Update. We were anticipating that he would break the record. Well, it was the 127th game in a row that SGA scored at least 20 points, which passes Chamberlain for the longest such streak in NBA history, which he has held since 1963. Just a couple days ago, the debate was raging about the Miami, Ohio college basketball team. Should they or shouldn't they get a chance to compete in the March Madness tournament? They went undefeated, 31-0 during the regular season. 31 games won, 0 losses. But their competition wasn't terribly stiff. Well, the debate is firing up again as Miami, Ohio lost in the MAC tournament yesterday to UMass, who went 16-15 in the regular season, playing similarly lousy teams. So we'll see on Selection Sunday if Miami, Ohio still gets invited to the tournament of the committee, or if the committee keeps them out because of this embarrassing, unexpected loss. There was a bit of fun drama in NFL free agency yesterday as quarterback Kyler Murray signed a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Murray was cut by the Arizona Cardinals after an inconsistent but exciting stint with the team that drafted him. There's no denying his athletic skills, as he could have played either pro football or pro baseball, but there was some denying Murray's commitment to playing quarterback, as the Cardinals wrote into his latest $230 million contract that he needed to study film for at least 4 hours each week. If you'll remember, rumors swirled that Murray was spending too much time in Arizona playing Call of Duty and not enough time getting ready for games. Well, now the Vikings and opponents of the Vikings will be dealing with him. You know what? All I need to do, or all I would do in Kyler Murray's shoes, is that I would make the money. I mean, $230 million contract. That's insane. Just play those few years. Use that money to get yourself the best setup possible. Become a Twitch streamer. Retire. Boom. You're done. As long as you don't ferociously spend your money, you're set for the rest of your life. There's no need to play football ever again. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Hey, if you're really contemplating your job, make sure to visit HireEastIdaho.com. I've talked about this many times before. This week's Hire East Idaho job of the week is a production worker position with RIO Products International in Idaho Falls, a brand recognized as a leader in the fly fishing industry. RIO Products is looking for detail-oriented team members with patience, a steady hand, strong focus as well. You'll help create high-quality fly lines from raw materials all the way to finished product, making sure every line meets their standards before it heads out to anglers around the world. Hey, no previous experience is required, but having a keen eye for detail and enjoying the outdoors can make this a great fit. All right, if you want to learn more, go to HireEastIdaho.com. It's newly redesigned. It's great for to find local jobs from local companies, great for job seekers wanting to find something fast, connecting people with opportunity. Right now, let's do some Vana. On K-Bear 101, it is Prey on Peach's Pit Party. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I am certainly not a fan when there's a spin-off TV show or an unnecessary sequel. Like, I feel Hollywood is just getting lazy. They're wanting to recreate all these classic movies with modern casts, or they're just wanting to do a sequel of a movie that doesn't need one 20 years later, you know? And these spin-off TV shows, they're always just not as good as the original. Also, maybe like young Sheldon. I cannot stand The Big Bang Theory. I think it's an unfunny, horrible TV show. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to laugh either watching Friends, The Office, etc. I just don't find that stuff funny. But I'm not trying to say my humor is elevated compared to most people, because I find Family Guy funny. I find South Park funny. I was actually kind of happy, though, that Family Guy, the creator, Seth MacFarlane, obviously, it was announced that he is developing a Family Guy spinoff series titled Stewie for Fox, focusing on Stewie Griffin, with a 2-season order planned for the 2027-2028 season. The show will follow Stewie after he is forced into a new preschool where he turns daily life into surreal adventures using his inventions alongside a 75-year-old turtle. All right. I wonder who's going to voice the turtle. Are they going to host like auditions for that? I would love to apply. Are you kidding me? I've never voice acted. Well, I shouldn't say I'd never voice acted. I've done some stuff here and there, but it's nothing crazy compared to that. I've done like, what's it called? I did a trailer in the past. Did a few other things here and there, but I would love to get myself into that whole world. That'd be so much fun. Get myself in the studio next to Seth MacFarlane. Oh man, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm excited for this TV show. I'm excited for what's it called? What else is there? I thought there was something else, but never mind. Forget it. My brain just had a total brain fart. Let's move on. Let's go to commercial. There's not so much going on today, but I was looking at the nominations for Picture of the Year. Apparently the Oscars are this Sunday. I'm just now finding that out. Hopefully you are too, because I tend to forget these award ceremonies, because every single time I see a highlight of the show, somebody's making some political statement, everyone's clapping, that's the end of it, right? There's nothing really else to it. Like I'm just there to watch. If I am watching it, I'm not watching it at all, to be quite honest with you. Like, I just want to see who got nominated for what. They won the award. Boom, they take it. I don't even want a speech. Just get your award and walk off the stage, all right? Do like what Joe Pesci did and say, hey, thank you. And walk off. That's all you really need to do. The nominations for Picture of the Year, I see Begonia, which I wanted to see that movie. That movie looked rather different. Looked funny. Emma Stone. There was that whole showing in L.A. where... No, that was the lawn walk I'm thinking of. No, wait, wasn't there some sort of weird thing in L.A. with Begonia that if you shaved your head, you could go see the movie for free? Something like that? I'm sure Victor and I talked about something like that, but there was also that thing for the lawn walk in L.A. where you had to watch the entire movie on a treadmill, and if you stopped walking, they just took you out of the theater. Well, they didn't just take you out. They said you have to leave now. They kick you out if you stop walking, because the whole point of the lawn walk is you just keep walking. The whole thing. It's a pretty grim movie. Wasn't as scary and crazy as I thought it would be, because, well, I was told that it was going to be some gruesome, harsh movie. I watched it and was like, oh, that's it? Okay, neat. Begonia, one of the nominations for Picture of the Year. F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, which I heard is not necessarily the best movie, but that was only because I heard it from my dad and my sister who saw it. They thought it was a little slow and different. And, well, I mean, a lot of these movies now, they're getting longer and longer. Like, there's a lot of these 3-hour epic long movies now. Sinners was another one that I watched with Aubrey. And I was like, man, this is a slow burn. The story itself was good, but it was just slow. It was like trying to watch your pet tortoise go from one side of the backyard to the other. It's like, come on, get to it already. Anyway, here's Youngblood with the Smashing Pumpkins, Zombie on K-Bear 101. Maybe the fancy idea isn't always the smart one. At the Big 12 basketball tournament this week, they rolled out this brand new high-tech glass court. I talked about it during the Shot Clock Sports Update. The entire thing lights up with LEDs underneath it, logos, graphics, animation. The whole thing looks like a giant TV screen you're playing basketball on. Pretty wild to look at. The problem is that players kept slipping on it. Texas Tech, their guard, Christian Anderson, even strained a muscle. After his foot slid out from under him during a game, players started saying the traction felt different than a normal hardwood court, and some teams were even switching sneakers mid-game trying to deal with it. That was enough for the Big 12 to say, yeah, maybe not. The conference decided the rest of the tournament is going back to the old school hardwood floor. Coaches and players basically said they'd rather focus on basketball instead of worrying about whether the floor is going to send them skating across the paint. Turns out The thing looked incredible on TV, but when you're cutting, planting, trying not to blow out a knee, players would rather, they would rather have the boring hardwood floor that's been working for over 100 years. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Obviously, we have to double check how much we trust technology. This 50-year-old grandma from Tennessee named Angela Lips just spent nearly 6 months in jail for a crime she didn't commit. That's one of my biggest fears. Getting all of a sudden just blamed for some crime that I wasn't even close to being a part of. They throw me in jail. The wild part, she was arrested because facial recognition software told police she was the suspect in a bank fraud case in North Dakota, a state that she had never even been to. U.S. Marshals showed up at her house while she was babysitting kids, arrested her at gunpoint. She sat in jail for months while the case worked its way through the courts, eventually getting flown over 1,000 miles to North Dakota to face charges. Then her lawyer finally pulled her bank records, which showed she was in Tennessee buying pizza and running errands at the exact same time the crimes were happening in Fargo. That's when the charges were dropped, thankfully. By the time she got out, the damage was already done. She lost her home, her car, even her dog while she was locked up. The big takeaway here, technology can help solve crimes, but if a computer points a finger at the wrong person and nobody double checks it, that mistake can completely just wreck somebody's life. Hopefully this lady sues, gets her redemption, gets her vengeance story, I should say. Here's Volbeat now, Demonic Depression on Peach's Pit Party. Thanks to Florida Man, we got ourselves today's What the Headline. A Florida man in serious trouble with the feds after allegedly running a year-long scheme involving onions and potatoes. Yeah, this guy created fake company identities, forged paperwork to order massive produce shipments from suppliers. Truckloads of onions and potatoes would get loaded up and sent out like a normal delivery, and then while the trucks were on the road, he would reroute them somewhere else and never pay for the goods. Authorities say this went on from August of 2024 through August of last year, and by the time it was all over, produce companies were missing more than $600,000 worth of onions and potatoes. Federal agents finally caught up with him, and now he's facing 8 federal counts of interstate transport of stolen property. Each one carries a possible 10-year prison sentence if he's convicted, which means this guy might end up doing serious time for running what could only be described as the world's most aggressive baked potato supply chain kind of thing, right? That's today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party with Incubus on K-Bear 101. A quick reminder about something happening tomorrow that's actually pretty cool here in the area, in Idaho Falls to be exact. It's called Walk in the Cold, and it's happening at the waterfront at Snake River Landing, the Frosty Footsteps 5K. It's a run and walk put together by the Idaho Falls Rescue Mission to raise money and awareness for people in our community dealing with homelessness. Idaho Falls Rescue Mission, Snake River Landing, you know the details there. The idea behind it is simple. People bundle up, head outside, spend a little time in the cold. It's not so bad, but it'll be a nice little taste of what like somebody could potentially face. And by potentially, I mean what they do face during the Idaho winter. You'll see what it's like. You'll spend a little time in the cold to get a small sense of what many people without housing deal with every single day. The event helps support shelters, meals, and recovery programs in Idaho Falls. Registration and check-in start in the morning. The walk kicks off at 11. The run starts at 11:30. Even if you're not trying to set any records, you can still show up, walk it, hang out. They'll have things like free chili afterward for participants. If you've ever used the river walk down there, that's basically the route. Nice scenery, good excuse to get outside, and it helps support people who really need it. If you want details or to sign up last minute, go to walkinthecold.com, walkinthecold.com. And if nothing else, at least tomorrow you'll have a good excuse to complain about the weather while doing something incredibly useful. All right, here's Poppy, New Way Out. Well, great. I'm wondering what's going to happen this weekend because it says here that we got to brace for more wind. An East Idaho News article popped up earlier this afternoon talking about how Saturday is going to be even worse. Wind gusts up to 65, 75 miles per hour in some areas. So make sure to, lock down those trampolines. Make sure there's nothing that's going to fly away, Thursday's extreme high winds were mostly confined to the Idaho Falls area, according to the East Idaho News article. But on Saturday, Everyone will get in on the action. Again, going back to that whole overly excited weather person, everyone will get in on the action. That includes Rexburg, Pocatello, American Falls, and Burley, with the strongest winds expected between noon and 9 p.m. So basically, the whole day. Wow. All right. Well, there goes my plans for this weekend. Hopefully, I'll still be able to go to and from Rexburg. I don't want to try to drive on the highway. I get into a massive accident, or even worse, I encounter one, and now I'm stuck on the freeway while a dust storm blows over. If you want to read more about this, go to eastidahonews.com. That's eastidahonews.com. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.